Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something absolutely wild, a profound shift in technology and security. We are talking about the rapid evolution of deepfakes. Now, if you've always thought of deepfakes as just, a novelty, maybe a harmless piece of internet culture or a glitchy parlor trick, well, the research we're digging into today is going to completely shatter that perspective. We are looking at a totally new frontier of digital vulnerability. And this massive shift, it's being driven by the incredibly rapid advancements in artificial intelligence we've seen over the last couple of years. Machine learning models that literally used to require supercomputers and a team of PhDs to operate can now run super efficiently, which has dramatically lowered the barrier to entry for generating fake media. And the scariest part? This huge technological leap starts with something incredibly personal to you.
Your face and your voice are no longer yours. Just let that sink in for a second. We spent decades, right, worrying about our passwords getting leaked or our credit card numbers being stolen, social security numbers falling into the wrong hands. But the thing is, those are things we can actually change. You can freeze a credit card. You can reset a password. But your biometrics? Think about how many times a day you just hold up your phone to let your face unlock it, or those voice recognition systems your bank might use when you call in. The source material makes this chillingly clear. These absolutely fundamental markers of who you are, the unique geometry of your face, the exact cadence of your voice, they've been compromised. They've essentially been separated from you. You no longer have a monopoly on your own likeness.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the identity theft economy.
So you're probably wondering, how did we even get here? And where is all this hijacked biometric data actually going? Well, human beings have kind of been reclassified. Your face and your voice aren't just personal attributes anymore. They are now recognized as tradable assets. And just like any other asset, they are actively being bought and sold on the dark web. The data points to this explosive rise in identity theft. But listen, this is not the kind of identity theft we used to know. This isn't just some lone hacker in a basement trying to open a random credit card in your name. We are witnessing the birth of entire, fully fledged businesses built fundamentally on digital deception. The research highlights that the sheer volume of this trade is staggering. High-quality voice clones and facial mapping data are fetching premium prices in these anonymous digital marketplaces. These are highly structured operations, and they're profiting entirely off the fact that they can convincingly replicate you or anyone else to bypass modern security systems.
Which brings us to Section 2, Identity as a Service. Okay, so this is where things get incredibly sophisticated. We're talking about a major evolution in this underground economy called IDaaS, or Identity as a Service. The source research investigates this booming industry, and it's honestly mind-blowing. Think about the completely legitimate software services your company probably uses every day. Software as a service, right? You pay a monthly subscription, you get a really clean, user-friendly interface, and the software just runs in the cloud. Now, apply that exact same streamlined B2B model to identity theft. That's IDaaS. Stolen digital identities and deepfakes are literally packaged up and provided as a plug-and-play service. Bad actors don't even need to be technical experts anymore. They can just buy a subscription to a platform that pumps out flawless digital deception on demand. And the level of professionalism? It's shocking. The sources point out that some of these illicit platforms actually offer multi-tiered subscription models, really easy-to-use digital dashboards, and, get this, responsive customer support through encrypted messaging apps. It's a fully operational shadow industry.
Let's look at the bigger picture in Section 3, Weaponizing for Corporate Espionage.
This brings us straight into the high-stakes world of the global corporate boardroom. So how is this technology actually weaponized in the real world? When you have this slick, streamlined service that can effortlessly fake a CEO's voice on a phone call, what does that actually look like? Well, the research points directly to highly sophisticated fraud and corporate espionage. Instead of just listing off abstract possibilities, let's look at a very specific scenario outlined in the sources. Imagine a mid-level finance employee gets a phone call. The caller ID says it's the chief financial officer. And the voice on the other end? It's an absolute exact match. The same tone, the same inflection, even that slight pause they do between sentences. The CFO explains there's an urgent, highly confidential acquisition happening and tells the employee to wire a huge sum of money right now. Because the audio is flawlessly generated in real time using those cloned biometrics we talked about, the employee doesn't even think twice. The funds get wired, the money vanishes into a complex web of offshore accounts, and the whole deception isn't even discovered until the actual real CFO gets back from lunch. Guys, this isn't a movie plot. This is a very real method of infiltration happening as we speak.
We have truly undergone a massive paradigm shift. The old reality was that we mostly viewed deepfakes as just internet tricks, You know, maybe someone pasted a celebrity's face into a movie they were never actually in, or made a silly viral video. It was basically a joke. But the new reality, the one the source material firmly grounds us in today, is that deepfakes are highly targeted precision tools for corporate espionage. The novelty phase is officially over. Attackers aren't just trying to cause a little chaos or get a few laughs online anymore. Their intent is highly specific financial and informational extraction. We've entered this era of strategic, high-level digital warfare, where bad actors are systematically turning our own identities into weapons against the very organizations we work for.
Let's move to our final point, Section 4, the billion-dollar impact.
When deception scales up to the corporate level like this, the numbers attached to the fallout become almost incomprehensible. Billions. That is the staggering amount of market cap currently at risk. We're not just talking about losing a few $1,000s from a compromised business checking account here. No, we are talking about the total valuation of publicly traded companies essentially being held hostage by the threat of highly convincing digital fabrications. So, you might be asking, why are modern markets so uniquely vulnerable to this specific threat? It all comes down to the sheer speed of information. Today's financial markets rely heavily on algorithmic trading bots. These bots scan news feeds, social media platforms, press releases, all in milliseconds. They execute massive trades based on market sentiment long before a human being can even read the headline. So if a really convincing fabrication hits the wire, the financial reaction is absolutely instantaneous.
A single fake video can wipe billions off a company's market cap. Really think about that for a second. Think about the insane asymmetry of that threat. I mean, it might take decades of innovation, thousands of dedicated employees, and just relentless hard work to build $1 billion of value in a company. Yet, an attacker, using an IDAS platform, buying a deepfake for practically pennies on the dollar, can trigger a catastrophic financial event. Imagine a flawlessly faked video of a major tech CEO unexpectedly announcing bankruptcy, or maybe a massive product failure hitting social media at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. Before the company's PR team can even scramble to draft a denial, those automated trading algorithms have already panicked. Massive sell-offs are triggered, and literally billions of dollars in shareholder value are just wiped out in a single afternoon. That is the new high-stakes reality of modern corporate security.
So, we've seen how these stolen biometrics are fueling shady dark web businesses. We've seen how they've leveled up into this highly structured identity-as-a-service industry. And we've seen how they're being explicitly weaponized to target just massive amounts of corporate wealth. So, if a single fake video, powered by nothing but a stolen digital likeness, can cause that much massive economic disruption, what is your identity worth? It's a really profound question, and honestly, a pretty unsettling one. But hey, understanding the actual mechanics of this new identity theft economy is absolutely the best first step in navigating it safely. By knowing exactly how these systems work, we can better secure our digital footprints and start really questioning the media we consume every day. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. I'll catch you in the next one.